Our guided tour begins at the Hyatt Regency in downtown Panama City, where our tour guide met us. Our first stop is the Panama Canal at the Miraflores Locks. There's a visitor center and an observation deck where you can see the ships go by, and it was somewhat crowded, but our tour guide was able to manipulate and get us the right spots to see. So that's the top of the observation. We're seeing a cruise ship come through, but earlier we had seen a container ship go through. Now this is fortunate and unusual that we saw two ships in the short period of time that we were there. In the distance, that container ship on the left, that's in the new canal, the Neo-Panamax. This is a bigger canal than the existing canal and can handle bigger ships. We're beginning to see the cruise ship come down, and it seems to not move for a very long time, but that's only because it has to fill the locks. It's approaching the edge of the lock, so it comes all the way in so that the lock can be closed behind it. It seems to take maybe 8 minutes or so to fill the lock or drain the lock to adjust the height of the water. And then we waited with anticipation, and at some point they announced that the levels were equalized and the gate of the lock could open. And as you can see, the ship is now beginning to move into the later lock, which is going to give us a very good vantage point of this ship. This particular ship is apparently it's making a world tour, or that's what it's branded as. This is the MS Volendam from, I guess it's Holland America ship. It was heading eastbound in the canal, and I was trying to find out if I could find out if it was actually a real world tour, but I didn't find any information online about such an itinerary. Doesn't mean it wasn't, but I just couldn't find it. So you see, it's moving along, but it's not using its propellers to navigate. It's being pulled by a number of these locomotives, equal number on each side. I think it might be 4. Each locomotive can pull something like 30,000 pounds. And the reason why you have to do it that way rather than to just navigate is there are only 2 feet of clearance on each side of the boat. The boats are manufactured to the exact size that fits in the canal. That designation is called Panamax. A ship that's built to Panamax specifications will exactly fit in the old canal. And everybody is waving at us, and we're waving at them. This is the MS Volendam. And here you can see the locomotives, one of the many locomotives that's pulling it.
With the pulling capacity for approximately 35,000 pounds each cable. One cabin and an operator that must to follow the instruction of the
There was
canal pilot.
a staff personnel who was giving narration as to what was happening in both English and Spanish.
The vessel continue into the upper chamber.
I personally am not sure I would want to be on a cruise ship for that long, but to each their own.
After that, the process to drain water from Miraflores Lake into the upper chamber of these locks will start. Remember, what we want to do is equalize the level of this chamber and the Lake Miraflores. The Lake Miraflores is located 54 feet above the ocean level. Amigos,
So this is Casco Viejo, which is the old town. But one of the things that our driver pointed out to us is that there's 2 old towns. One of them is this restored historical place, very lovely, that we're going to be seeing in these images. But there's also another old town, which has not been restored. This other old town has been subject to many natural disasters over time, and it's run down and slum-like. And the driver made it a point to take us through both of them so we could get an understanding that, this beautifully restored section, which of course probably is very gentrified and appealing to people with money, is not the only old town in Panama City. That arch is unique because it has survived so many earthquakes that the other structures did not. It's called the flat arch because it's flat, which I guess if you're building an arch is an unusual way to build it. That wall in the back with those vertical lines, that was a reinforcement wall. It was, I guess it has some significance in terms of battles and stuff. Now we're just walking around town. Ironically, there was some sort of protest going on while we were there earlier, not now. But we got to see police actions and everything was orderly, but I don't know what they were protesting. Simon Bolivar, Hotel Plaza Herrera, and it seems like every place has a cathedral around the town square. And then it was time to start heading back to the hotel, and various sites were pointed out as we went along. There's Jimmy Carter and General Omar Torrijos commemorating the turnover of Panama to the Panamanians. And this Amador region is significant because the causeway was built with material taken from the original Panama Canal starting in 1915-ish.
That's where the tunnels meet them, like right here.
So we took a few minutes to watch the view and just chill as we were almost back to the hotel. We saw a container ship moving through the canal.